I thought I would make a tutorial on how to do the God's Eye weave. I've also seen it called the Interlace Weave, because like I know there's a tutorial out there, but I have a hard time seeing on that one, so I thought using rainbow colors, each strand its own color, would be easier to see for everybody. So I've got my basic setup, warm colors, cool colors, and then I've got these two guys in the middle that I call my middle strands, even when they're like not in the middle. So for the first step, you're going to take these two middle ones and do like a little box of over-unders. So this strand over, under. This guy's going to go under, over. And you create like a little box here. And you're going to do that a bunch. So make sure you've got that down. And now they need to come through here. And to secure it, you're going to do like every other. So the red one, I'm going to go up, down, up, down, up, down. So we've got this like little cage to go through. And these two black strands are going to come through. And it's hard at the beginning because you have like a million miles of paracord to pull through. Now, same thing over here. Up, down, up, down, up, down. The cage. These guys are going to come through. Alright, and that's like your first kind of position here in this weave. I get lost on knowing what to do next, so I have to like note a couple of different stages. So I call this like the splits, because your black ropes are doing the splits here. But there's nothing crossed here yet. So that means you need to do the sandwich step. This is the part that a lot of people get confused on because there's like ups and downs and then throwing strands back. I think it's more simple if you like know what the end goal is. So first you're going to do your up and downs. I kind of call this like an alligator bite because it kind of interlocks like alligator teeth. Ups and downs. And so now you've got this top layer of ropes and this bottom layer of ropes here. And like some people throw these like way back, and it gets really confusing for me. But really all you're doing here is making a sandwich of layers here. So I'm going to have my cool colors first, then my warm colors on the bottom layer, then my cool colors, then my warm colors. And make a little sandwich. Right. Then you gotta pull these guys all the way through. Okay, so we've got our sandwich. So this is the splits for the sandwich. And now you're gonna bring the middle ropes back down to secure this. But you can't just pull it through because it'll get mush with this. So you gotta do more alligator teeth. So we're gonna go up, down, up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Got our little cages. I'm going to pull the black strands through. Now you've kind of got one iteration of the belt done. So this is the other kind of step where you can kind of check in where you are. You have your middle ropes coming down, which means you need to make another box. So we're going to do that same box from the beginning. Over, under, over, so they're kind of interlaced. And now they need to come through these guys again to go to the splits. So you again need to do your alligator chomp. Go down, up, I like doing kind of at the same time. Down, up, down, up, down, up. So we've got our pass through. Black ropes are going to come through. Pull them all the way through. Okay. So now we are at a stage where you can kind of pull and tighten your previous set. There's not really one particular place that I stop to tighten. I just kind of compulsively tighten as I go. You don't want to yank too hard, you just want to kind of gentle pulls so that it's like a nice even tension. I've got it hooked on here to keep tension. Some people hook it on like their toe. I like using a chair leg. All right, so we're at the stage where we have the splits, but no sandwich, so we need to make a sandwich. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So we've got our top layer here and our bottom layer here. You're gonna make your sandwich. This time, your warm colors are going to be on the bottom. On your left, your cool colors, warm colors, cool colors. If you're using the same colors on each side, you just have to remember left over right and then right over left. It's easier when you have different colors on each side, so you can see that now my cool color is going to be on top, so it's going to alternate. Warm color on top and then cool color on top, so you can check yourself and make sure you're right to make sure it's alternating. So here we are. We have the splits and we have a sandwich, which means these guys need to come back down, which means we need to do some alligator teeth. Our little pathway for our black strands to come through. Gotta pull them all the way through this tangled mess. Okay, detangled. You have to do that every once in a while. Alright. So, see, after that, I would definitely lose my train of thought, so I just look at where I am. I've got little strands down, which means I need to make a box. So I do the over, under, over. Got my little box here. And I need to go through, which means I need to make alligator teeth. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Alright, so we pull the little black strands through. Black box here going through the colorful bits. Alright. So now we've got a split, but no sandwich, so we need to make a sandwich. Up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Alright, so we're making our sandwich. So you gotta do the bottom layer first. You're gonna do your warm colors over your cool, left over right, if you have the same colors. Then right over left. You've made your sandwich. And now all the colors gotta switch sides. And we're gonna bring these back through to secure this. So up, down, up, down, up, down. Nope, I crossed the yellow again. Here we go. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Bring our black cords through. And we're back at our first stage again of needing to make another box. So you just keep repeating that all the way down. You can see it's starting to make the pattern. We had orange on the warm colors on top, warm colors on the bottom, and warm colors gonna be on top again. And you just keep going down until you have your belt at the proper length. I think I'm just gonna weave a couple now and stop talking. Alright, I'm at the end of my belt. It's a good length, I think, for me. And the end knot I'm going to do are going to be 2 triple helixes. I know there's a really good tutorial out there already for the double helix, but I don't know if I've seen a triple helix one. They're really similar though. So first you need to do some Solomon bars so that this doesn't slide all down. I'm going to start with the warm color side. In my last belt I did black for the Solomon bar, so I think I'm gonna do red this time. Let me remember how to do a Solomon bar. Right, okay. So you make this like 4 shape. You've got one on the side and one on the side. Comes around. This one needs to be on top. So you've got your 4. It comes under the rest, through the 4. Then you tighten it. I'm going to do a couple alternating. So now my 4 is on this side, under and through. I'm going to pull everything through tight. Alright. I'm going to do 3. So 4, this one's over, under, through. It's nice and tight. So to set up a triple helix, you have to have 3 colors going out. I'm going to do red will be on one side, and then orange will be my middle layer, and then yellow will be on the other side. So it's going to end up looking like this. So I've got red on top, orange in between, yellow on the other side. So you're basically doing more Solomon bars. The pattern you have to remember though is over, under, under. So this is my red piece that's on top. I'm going to make my 4 shape. This is coming over and down. And you see the red is over the orange and yellow. So it's going to come through. Pull it tight. Now we do the orange, and the orange has to come under the red. It doesn't really matter in context with the yellow, it just has to come under the red. And on this, you're going to pull the 4 on the same side each time so that it spirals. Now we do the yellow. Again, it's making sure it comes under these 2. Like an example of it going over would be if I pulled it like this, and then it's going to get all crazy. Yellow comes under. I just forgot which way I was doing my 4. There we go. Now it starts over again. Red has to go over these 2. You know, this would be under. Don't want that. It's over and then under and under. So if we're doing everything right, this side will be on red, and then this side you can see yellow is on top and orange is in the middle. Four, this is on top, under everything, through the 4. You want to keep pulling your 4 on the same side so that the knot will appear on the same side up here, and it'll cause it to spiral. If you do alternating, you're just going to end up with Solomon bars like I did at the top, and it'll stay flat. And the spiral is what makes it really cool. That's why it's called the double helix. It looks like DNA, except this is a triple helix because we've got 3 colors. So making sure to follow that over, under, under pattern. The over, under, under is only in relation to the first one, really, because, like, you know, I call this under, but it is over the yellow. It just needs to be under the red. This goes over everything, this goes under red, and this goes under red. If you try to do this under this one, you'll get this, like, weird looping effect on the side. That's what happened the first time I tried this, and it was not cute. I think doing the end knots are my favorite part of belts. They always look so cool. Alright, so you can see we're twisting. It'll twist even more when we actually, like, pull it. I'm actually going to flip everything over since it wants to twist already. If you do flip it over, you gotta make sure you end up on, like, the same side you were doing, or your pattern will be different. So I'm still red on top here. So make sure red's coming over. This would be under. This is over. So you can see how it's spiraling through layers. Looks kind of like DNA. I'm gonna measure it across this. Yeah, so I'm gonna make it a bit longer so it matches my other belt. Yeah, that's like about the same length. Because you end it with a couple salmon bars like you started it, so it is gonna get a little longer. So I've got my spiral as long as I want. It's gonna it twists a little more. There we go. So now I'm gonna end it how I started it with a couple of salmon bars, because otherwise everything will just, like, slide down. There we go. Okay, so the salmon bars are gonna be around all of your strings here. So I've got 4, come down. You wanna make sure you pull everything in. There we go. And now I alternate, pull the 4 the other way. Alternate. And I started it with 3 salmon bars, so I'm going to end it with 3 salmon bars here. Make sure everything's pulled tight. Yep. So the last thing you're going to do to secure this knot is tie, like, a regular shoelace knot. You're going to split these in half. And you're going to pull these 2 ends and just do a regular knot. You want to make sure it's really tight because this is holding, like, your entire belt together. Double knot it. Now all your strands will hang down and kind of cover it. There you go. Got this cool DNA looking knot. Triple helix. Last thing you want to do is, you know, see how long this hangs on you, and I like mine almost touching the floor, but not quite. You're going to snip all these to be about the same length, and then you're going to, you can either, like, so the ends of them have this, like, weird white inner cord hanging out, and it's gross, and it burns really gross. So one thing you can do is kind of pull a lot of it out, and then cut it, and you'll just have this pretty yellow. And when you burn it, it creates, like, a pocket. It's pretty cool. Or you can tie a knot at the end. Just another way to keep it kind of secure. And then cut this extra and burn it. But whatever you do, you need to burn your ends, because otherwise it'll fray like it is here, and it'll just like unravel your whole belt. Oh, let me go side of the camera. So make sure you burn your ends so they look nice and secure. And then you're just going to do the same thing with your cool colors. And you'll have this cool double, triple helix knot. You can see on these I decided to tie the ends off, but I haven't burned them yet, so I gotta burn them. But yeah, that's the end of my tutorial. Hope you liked it. If you have any questions, let me know.